how did you face those significant changes, but how did you navigate around that? So I'll just answer my own question.
So how would you
navigate that, Wendy, and make it significant changes?
For me, I would say one of the big ones would be my wellness journey and learning how to navigate through that. And the big fear around that for me was not knowing where to start. Knowing I was going to say needed to do something, but I don't want to use that language. I was in the place where I wanted to do something, but the fear of not sure where to start, don't know who to go to, feeling like I was at rock bottom, and using like weight loss as an example in an industry where there's just so much noise over do this diet or try this or eat this or don't do this and try this gym and this workout. I was just so overwhelmed that fear was very much holding me back from, so fear and laziness was holding me back from actually wanting to do that. Yeah. Right. So in order for me to navigate that, it was really about going back to my values as to what was important to me, and then being able to identify what was going to make me feel good, what was going to fit into my schedule, and what was I going to be able to be consistent with by not fixing 20 different things at once, but the top two things.
Right. You started somewhere. And I think that's, I think we overthink, oftentimes we overthink what's the best way to do this. What's the most time. They did a study in the book, The Practice of Groundedness. He talks about how they did a study on, they were talking about the best diets, right? Or the most famous diets, whether it be, I don't know, there's so many of them now. Was it paleo? Is it this or keto, whatever. Yeah. And they also did a study on the best training regimen. What's the best training regimen by far? Do you know that they were not able to prove that any one was better than another? Do you know the ones that were the best? The ones people stuck with.
Yes.
And I recently heard on a podcast, and this guy's big on meditation, but and he was talking in the context of meditation, but he says that most of us, that most success is about centering and focusing on 3 or 4 key fundamentals and staying with them. I think we get caught up in the new fads. We get caught up in the next and best thing. Yeah. And it's a distraction. It's a smokescreen. I think it was one of the generals involved in Desert Storm. Again, my memory's not helping me today, but he said that thank you. He said a mediocre, I'm not going to quote him perfectly here, but he said a mediocre strategy well executed will beat a fancy strategy you do nothing on every day of the week.
So